How are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right, you know. I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to keep like there we go. I'm trying to be like with all the stuff that I know that I can see that's going on. Trying to keep a positive mental attitude so I don't end up in the hospital or something.
Yeah, I like that you played how, or part of it.
Yeah. It's thought provoking some of it, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Some of it's right on, you know.
Some of it is definitely right, especially like the time and.
Again, here we are. It's not like we're trying to rehash the 60s. It's like God, what
Yeah,
you know, it's weird. People don't really understand. They don't put two and two together. You know, like Allen Ginsberg and some of those guys, Leary and Ram Dass. You know,
hmm
they'd sit around with Bob Dylan, and they're the ones, and Bill Burroughs and all these guys, right? And they would talk about what they knew about the inside track,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So
definitely.
they just twisted Bob Dylan's melon. So when he comes out with bringing it all back home again, he starts dropping the hints like the rules of the road have been lodged, like a Masonic lodge, and all this stuff. He's just hinting at it, and then he just checks out. He's like, "This is too much." He stops talking about that shit at all. But you know, those guys twisted his melon, so that's what they're hinting at is all the conspiracies and the inside buggery and all this shit and craziness. They were trying to spill it in the beat times,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
but it just
Just calling themselves the Beats.
yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've been playing it by ear. Like I don't really have a format like playing all 60s go-go or all Jamaican music or new music or whatever today. I'm just kind of
Yeah, I mean, I didn't listen a lot yesterday or
mm,
just briefly, but and then today it's good switching back and forth between like Alan Watts or
yeah.
Howell. It feels like a good rhythm.
Yeah, somebody somebody private messaged me and so they're like when I played the dubstep sort of Jamaican thing, they like messaged me like I'm turning up my microphone a little bit. Let's see.
Right?
They they messaged me and they're like, "Could you just play this?" And I'm like, "No, man. I'm only answering to the highest authority right now. Just like whatever I look at, it seems like it would be good to play is what I'm gonna play. No requests today.
You're like, oh, sorry. Like what? You're just not gonna. Yeah, makes
I don't
sense.
want to get caught up on what anybody wants. I'm trying to keep my and that was so cool to play that right after that really weird Pakistani tribal television thing that I played with the reed instruments was like it's like it just cleaned your mind for a second. You're just like, what just happened? And then all of a sudden this guy's talking. You know, it's good to switch it
Yeah,
up like that.
yeah, definitely.
And I'm happy so many people tuned in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's not even so much an ego thing. I just like would be so. I just feel like there's so many people out there that if they knew that this was going on, they would just be like, "This is so cool. I like it."
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's like a mix of good music, and then even when you have forwarded links, or
Yeah.
you get into politics or the environment, or
I'm sorry.
just
I just had to kick that guy out of the chat room for calling somebody gay or fag out of context. There's a YouTube of me of a video. This guy threw this bottle at me when I was playing in Canada. It was total setup. There was no cameras allowed in the place. Like they even removed Bev Davies from the area just for showing a camera. I mean, there was no. It was a really big concert, and these people just fucking threw full bottles right at my head to film my reaction. And the first thing I said was like, "Fuck you, nigger, faggot." And there wasn't any black people in there. You know, it was like subconsciously, it was like, oh,
oh yeah,
these are like these words that are hateful. You know what I mean?
yeah, the
Like a little
ultimate
kid.
hatred.
Do you know what I mean? It was. I couldn't even see who did it. And it's not that I'm a racist homophobe. It was just like
Yeah,
looking back. Now I've got like a lot more armor never to be in that position. First of all, I don't drink at all anymore. Second
yeah,
of all, you know, I'm just gonna split. and have the person arrested. But you know what I mean? So bad. It was so bad. But then when I have a chance to think, you know, in retrospect, there's a million ways I could handle that way better now. Any of those kind of
Yes,
situations.
but before you didn't know how to like
It's just,
channel anger into, so it was like ultimate hatred, and then those words.
it was just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So I can't take anything back, and we live in that era. But you know, most people totally understand. Like a lot of rational people,
Yeah,
if they ask me about it or whatever, even if they go taken out of context, they're just like, "Whoa, look at him go off." But you know what I mean?
yeah, but
I'm not trying to hide anything. It's just like, so. Anyways, but though, in a dialogue, I'm not into that fourth grade shit where people are calling people a homo because they don't agree with the way somebody's living their life or whatever. It has nothing to do with their orientation. Like that's supposed to be a bad thing. See what I'm
yeah,
saying? But it's so weird because it could seem like I'm a hypocrite because that's what came off the top of my head. But see, I wasn't typing. There's a big difference. You know what I mean? I wasn't sitting there trying to compose a thought. So I just banned that person from the chat room because I don't even want any of this crap. Because I see it.
yeah. It's kind of silly to do that in
It's
a
not
chat.
silly. It's just so common, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's just so
that's
common. People
silly. Yeah,
throwing around all this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
hmm yeah,
There's like so much of that stuff. You know, like just like going, just where I'm from. You know, and just even America in general. You know, just like people saying like, "Oh, that you got Jude on that deal" or whatever. You know what I mean? It just goes on and on and on and on. Where people are like, "Do you know what I mean?"
yeah,
We got to be on. Especially in difficult times, we really got to be on the guard for people doing that stuff.
yeah.
I mean, you
I
know,
think that there are people that they read too much into, I don't know, just how, I mean, it's, I don't know, because it's so like on different levels now where it used to be out just in the
yeah,
open,
yeah.
how just everyone is and how, but now it's so like hidden in these ways that it's like,
Well, you can't. That's the weird thing about being a troll on the internet and all that other stuff. When you're like some like paid troublemaker or you think you're doing the right thing, it's like
mhm,
you can't really be a dick online when you're typing unless you actually be a dick. I mean, you could pretend not to say what's on your mind for a little while, but the once you put it down, it's like, well, there you are. You know, you're a dick. So it's so weird. That's the weird thing about typing in the internet is, you know, it's not the same as Newt Gingrich trying to say he means one thing by saying it, but really, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
he can use semantics all day long to say he's not some fucking old white guy with a racist fucking mentality.
yeah,
Just
definitely.
arguing, you know, well, that's not what I mean. You know what I mean? But if he's writing, you know, if he's actually spelling it out what he's trying to say instead of what he's saying, he can't say, "Well, I misspoke." It's like, dude, you fucking got a spell checker. You typed that out. That's what you fucking said. So,
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God.
yeah. So what else is on your mind?
Nothing much. Just sitting here before work and thought that Hal was great, so I wanted to say that, call in.
It's cool. You don't need to have an agenda or some big message, you know.
I don't have an
That's good.
agenda.
Yeah, that's a good enough point. My agenda is to be informed and like keep cool with all the shit that is going down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Because it's gonna
because
be.
like you said, it could put you in places that are pretty dangerous.
Well, also
More.
besides the manic thing, there's the whole widespread panic thing that I want to avoid. That I see other people are gonna fucking go. They don't have the mental framework. They don't have like the skills. You know.
Yeah,
So it's that kind of leadership. Even first for my own life, I'm gonna exercise that. I'm gonna try and keep as chill as possible.
yeah.
Panic
That's
in
it.
Babylon. I love that. Man, Daisy, I'm gonna call one of those fucking songs that. I swear right now. I don't care.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Fab, will you write that down? Because she reminded me that I wanted to call a song that. I'm gonna call a song "Panic in Babylon." Okay. Because I think that's what I want Crazy Barn to be called.
Yeah, that's good.
And I don't care if anybody else calls their song "Panic in Babylon," it won't even matter because my record's gonna roll over them. They're gonna be fucking roadkill. Even if Lady Gaga calls her whole record "Panic in Babylon," I'll still go. See, there's no way at this point, even if somebody takes it right now.
I
Like,
know.
no, but check this out. I have the full machine. Like, the closest they're gonna get is like, if you're even on a major label, there's no way they could switch it that quick and put it into manufacturing quicker than I can. They can't.
And yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter because you put everything out there in a way that it's like you don't care if it's.
Because I'm gonna do this right now. Let's switch to this thing. I'm gonna show you a neat trick. I'm gonna add a screen recording shot, and you're gonna be up here in the corner while we do this. Here's the live mic, and then I'm gonna go. The screencast is gonna go full screen. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna show you how quick we work here in this department. So we're not gonna worry about what Alex Jones and his minions are doing right now. We're just checking in to see if they find an article on a blog. The reason why I look on those sites isn't because I'm like a Tea Party libertarian. Sometimes they find articles in the blog that I want to double check. You know what I mean? So I check all news sources, not just one. So we're gonna go to YouTube. Okay, here we are in YouTube. I'm gonna go to, let's see, come on, baby. Just not you, but the actual YouTube.
I understand.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go in here. Okay, there's a copy of it right here. Favorites. Under my favorites, let's see. Personal message. No. I'm in my mailbox. Okay, it's called Crazy Barn. It was called Crazy Barn. We're gonna go to this thing. I'm gonna edit info, and now I'm gonna pull the rug out on everybody. This is gonna be. Whoops! Come on. We're gonna call this. Panic in
Babylon.
Let's see what that does. Now, let me see if I can flip this around now. I'm going to double click on this. I'm wondering what it's going to post as. If it's going to post and it's old. Like, I wonder how long it's going to take. Like, if I just post this randomly now.
Yeah.
God, I'm so tempted to have Fab go downstairs and give us a stereo copy of this and just repost it now as Panic in Babylon.
You should do it.
Okay, we'll do that today, too. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if this actually works. I'm over here on my Facebook. That soon to be I'm not gonna use Facebook. I'm only gonna use it to update via remote other third parties. Cause there's nothing I need to talk about. I don't need to know. See, it still says Crazy Barn demo when I. Huh. See that info still says. In the big machine, it still says Crazy Barn. It doesn't matter though, right?
Yeah.
Boy, people are really gonna freak out when I What? No, come on, don't laugh. People are.
Well, when you what? People are gonna freak out when you call it that, or get on Facebook, or.
No, people are gonna freak out specifically when they hear this in stereo. It's a totally different animal. It's like so out of control in stereo that, see, I did a rough mix in double mono because I know that people can just like copy MP3s
Yeah.
using anything. You know, you could steal anything from the internet. You don't need to do BitTorrent or any of that shit. You can just like
Yeah.
download whole channels at once in any format you want. But so I knew that because people try and do weird shit with me. They try and take my stuff and sell it on YouTube. You know, sell it on like iTunes. They'll just go, yeah. You know what I mean? Some weird shit. So I'm like, oh, cool, you just stole a double mono, multiple mono mix that's phase canceled. I don't care. I'll
Yeah.
bust you for that. Meanwhile, I have the real goods sitting right here. But that's good. Now, you know, somebody's going to laugh. They'll probably just be like, what the fuck? It's called Panic in Babylon.
Well, it was, yeah, I mean, you were saying to stay out of being manic and then staying out of the panic of widespread, you know.
Well, I mean, just here's a perfect example. New York City, you know, like fucking Bloomberg going, oh, yeah, we got the 7th largest army I control on the planet and all this shit. Yeah, well, all he has to do is go, oh, this hurricane might come to your city, and everybody just goes, I need fucking 147 bottles of water, fuck it. And everybody's just fucked. Meanwhile, it's just like barely even fucking winds blowing or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by the panic. All they got to do is tell people exactly what's going on. They're like, oh yeah, the euro just crashed and the stock market's crashing right now. Everybody's going to freak. Like I was looking at somebody just posted this thing on Facebook about like, oh yeah, sorry to say I've got to cash out my stocks right now. It was fun playing. I'm up 400%, but I need money for this, that, or the other. And I was just like thinking, boy, man, you just caught the wind of whimsy, because if it wasn't for the Fed propping up the market, man, everybody is cashing out the stocks right now because they know that it's up for the year and it's going down. It's going to crash. Just that alone is going to crash. And the other side of that is these people, when they think they got this something for nothing, they got nothing for something, because while the Fed and Tim Geithner and Bloomberg just told everybody that the U.S. has to support Europe and we're all in this together, and the Fed's just printing money to pump into the markets and back these banks up and everything, right? The value of that ill-gotten gains, they think they're up for 14% on their investment or whatever for this year. Inflation just wiped that out. And they're going to tell you over and over again that it's like, oh, this welfare mom and all this shit is what, you know, we can't afford to do this, and healthcare and everything. But guess what? The interest creams the black budget of the fucking Pentagon. That interest, you can't even do it. There's nobody even to refinance the debt to. They have to fight fucking China. There is nobody to even like go, well, let us borrow some of that money. There is nobody to do that to. There's no like, oh yeah, you know, this mutual fund from what? From who? Planet Kepler B 72. They just found that. Yeah, I mean, I
can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Or are we all blocked out?
It was cutting. I don't know.
I'm just laughing. I was just making noises. It wasn't cutting out. I was just like going, who are they going to borrow money from?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, right?
Well, it would matter if it wasn't something that was so, you know.
You're shape-shifting. I guess we lost you. Where? Oh, maybe you're
deeper.
Wow. Why does this always happen when we're talking about good things? Maybe they only want to implicate me and my voice.
Didn't.
The thingy wingy and the coinky dinks. So funny. I guess they don't want an American's perspective on this. I guess they want me to stand alone at my trial. Not, they're like, oh, we don't want to bust her. We just want to bust Anton. Maybe Matt will call in. Let's see if Matt calls. Thank you for your call, Lauren.